This week on Inside Boulder News, hundreds of affordable housing units have been renovated and are ready for residents. An innovative program is using trees to pull people out of homelessness. And Election Day is looming. We'll show you how to get your ballot turned in on time. Welcome to Inside Boulder News, your chance to share your stories, get involved, and keep up to date on all things Boulder. I'm Kristen Scovira. Well, finding affordable housing here in Boulder is getting harder every year, and some of the affordable units need some serious TLC. Now, a new renovation project has improved nearly 300 public housing units, turning outdated housing into beautiful homes.
The new improvements and the beautiful colors and the landscaping, and it's just, people are very happy.
This quiet neighborhood off 30th Street blends into the Boulder background.
You wouldn't know. You walked by this, I walked by this property and I actually walked by it because it is just such a beautiful property. There's nothing that notes that it's public housing.
Kristen Heiser is with the City of Boulder's Division of Housing. She says these units at the Diagonal Court Apartment Complex are 30 of nearly 280 newly renovated affordable housing options for low-income residents. Part of the city's plan to have 10% of all housing in Boulder be affordable.
Housing is becoming hard to come by, and so the opportunity to preserve 279 units of affordable housing in Boulder is remarkable.
Remarkable in a city where the average home costs more than $1 million and the average rent for a one-bedroom is no less than $1,400 a month.
Boulder Housing Partners did a wonderful job in bringing this project in on time, on budget, across the city on 6 properties, working with the residents hand in hand the entire time.
And it's not just about housing. This newly built community center provides space for education and training programs with Wi-Fi and computers, books, and quiet rooms.
We had kids lining around at all the windows with, fingers pressed and noses pressed, and just so excited to come in and really enjoy the new space and explore the new space.
Laura Scheinbaum is a senior project manager with Boulder Housing Partners, the housing authority for the city of Boulder. Laura says funding for this project included low-income housing credits, private bonds, and project-based Section 8 contracts. The renovation project was a $38 million investment, but one she says will help families for years to come.
Recapitalized it, revitalized it, made it viable for the next 40 years.
For more information about Project Renovate, visit boulderhousing.org/Project Renovate. Now for an update on an innovative program that's looking to solve 2 issues in our community, the emerald ash borer and homelessness. They may sound like 2 very unrelated issues, but the City of Boulder's Park and Recreation Department has found a way to combine art with social change. It's called Tree Debris to Opportunity, or Tree Op. I spoke to Margot Josephs with the Parks and Recreation Department, who's been involved with this project from the very beginning.
The Parks and Recreation Department applied for a grant with the Night Cities Challenge for an idea that we had that was essentially going to try to solve 2 community challenges, one of which being emerald ash borer, which is affecting our urban trees and going to result in thousands of trees coming down, ash trees coming down. And secondly, homelessness, which is obviously a challenge that we have in our community.
The program uses reclaimed wood, trees lost to the emerald ash borer beetle.
We are going to be taking them and getting them milled and then transferring that wood to the maker space in the Boulder Library. We're hiring the Bridge House Ready to Work crew to actually teach them how to become basic woodworkers.
The Makerspace is an all-ages workshop that offers trainings and classes. In this case, Tree Op participants learn how to build furniture, crafts, and other products that can be then purchased by the community, helping them make the transition out of homelessness.
Most immediately, we have the public workshops that are going to be coming up, and they'll be ongoing throughout the end of this year and into 2017. And then we'll also obviously have some products that are going to be available for purchase at different places.
But it doesn't stop there. After the apprenticeship is over, the program participants will offer public workshops so they can teach their newly learned skills to others. For more information on how you can take a public class, get involved, or volunteer, visit treeop.org. And stay tuned to Boulder 8 TV in the upcoming weeks as we interview program participants and hear their stories of struggle and how this program is providing hope. This next story has to do with the changing urban landscape and how people connect to places. Two out-of-state artists are taking a closer look at this Boulder traffic island. It's the latest in a series called Experiments of Public Art. The artists, known as the Art Guys, have partnered with the City of Boulder's Office of Arts and Culture to create a conceptual installation called the Urban Preserve of Boulder.
Temporary public artwork.
I caught up with the Art Guys, Michael Galbraith and Jack Massine, via Skype earlier this week.
Looked around Boulder a bit and decided that this would be an interesting concept to apply to their notion of experimental public art.
It's a designated place in the city that's meant to be enjoyed by anyone.
Okay, so basically they're creating an art project about an intersection that you may see every day. It's located on the southeast corner of Foothills Parkway and Baseline Road. But now they want you to look at it with a heightened sense of awareness, recognizing that the urban landscape is a fragile ecosystem and it's always changing. You can visit the site and interact with the Art Guys using digital platforms like urbanpreserveboulder.com and the project's Facebook page.
This pedestrian island is a really fascinating approach to what public art is and challenges our notion because it's not a delivered sculpture, it's not an experience, but instead it's more of a concept.
That's Mandy Vink, the city's public art coordinator.
So the Art Guys have decided to designate this space as an urban preserve. However, the majority of their project lives beyond this physical site. It is a very virtual experience. It has not only a website, but a Facebook page, and throughout the entire website, it encourages you to either visit the site physically or virtually and submit your photos.
This project is part of Boulder's community cultural plan, growing and encouraging Boulder's art scene. For more information, visit boulderarts.org. Every year, the city manager recommends an annual budget. It's based on the current economic climate, projected revenues and expenses, and community priorities. Well, that budget has now been approved. The 2017 budget is $321 million across all funds and represents a 2.1% decrease in spending compared to 2016. Balancing a budget this size is no easy task. This year, the city let us try our hand at balancing the books using a new application called Balancing Act. It's an interactive tool that allows community members to look at city spending, send in feedback, and make suggestions. The new budget will be posted online on January 1st, 2017. For more information, visit the city's website at bouldercolorado.gov/budget. It's hard to believe, but by this time next week, the election will be over. So this is your final reminder to get out and vote. I stopped by the Boulder County Elections Office to catch up with Hillary Hall, Boulder County's clerk and recorder. She says it's not just about the presidential candidates.
We really encourage everyone to participate and vote. It really does make a difference. And a lot of times, there's so much attention at the top of the ticket, but all the way throughout it and including, the issues that your Boulder City Council has put on impact you. And this is your chance to have a say.
Drive-up locations are now open and there are 24-hour boxes spread throughout the city. Voter service centers are now open weekdays from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Those centers will be open at 7 a.m. on Election Day and stay open until 7 p.m. Election night.
Historically, we get about 30% of our ballots back on Election Day. And of those 30%, over 60% have traditionally come after 5 o'clock. And we're really trying to encourage people to vote early as we will have a record turnout. We now have over 200,000 people registered to vote in Boulder County, and that's the highest number we've ever had.
If you're not sure if you're actually registered to vote, you can check your voter registration status online at bouldercountyvotes.org. Or you can text the word Colorado, or simply CO, to 2VOTE. That's 28683. Colorado does not have a registration deadline, so you can register up to and on Election Day. If you do decide to vote in person, don't forget to bring a valid ID. But no matter what you do, just be sure to get your ballot turned in on time Tuesday, November 8th. For frequently asked questions and service center locations, you can visit bouldercountyvotes.org. We at Boulder 8 TV are proud to announce we're partnering with France 24 English to provide up-to-the-minute nationwide election result coverage right here on Boulder 8 TV, with live coverage starting at 2 p.m. and continuing throughout election night. Thank you so much for watching this week's edition of Inside Boulder News. If you have pictures, news tips, or events you'd like to see featured, we'd love to hear from you. Connect with us on Facebook and Twitter. You can also sign up to receive video updates right in your inbox. Just go to boulderchannel8.com and click on subscribe.